Hi everyone, my name's Kaley Verner and today I'm going to walk you through my anthropology project. I explored 8 different articles from the journal, 2 in each of the categories: archaeology, cultural anthropology, biological anthropology, and linguistic anthropology. Then I created a proposed study inspired by what I've learned. I'll talk about each article briefly and explain why they mattered before finishing with my proposed research idea. First, I started with the archaeology articles. The first one was called "In Human Origins Research, Communities Are the Missing Link." This article explored how communities living near human origin sites are often overlooked in research. Even though they're essential collaborators historically, people treated them like bystanders, while outside scientists got all the credit. This article argued for community-led conversation and ethical partnerships. This really stood out to me because it shows how archaeology isn't just about the past, it's about the relationships in the present and doing research respectfully. My second article is called "Archaeological Fiction and Scientist's Dilemma." This article examined how fictional stories and media representation shape how the public imagines the past. The author discussed how myth, archaeology, and nationalistic narratives can distort scientific findings. It made me think about the responsibility archaeologists have to communicate evidence clearly and how storytelling can both help and harm them in scientific understanding. It highlighted a tension between imagination and evidence, something that most people never even think about. Next, I'll be talking about my cultural anthropology articles. The first one was called "Following the Life of an Abandoned Bull in Nepal." This article followed the daily life of a sacred bull. In Hindu culture, cattle are sacred, but rapid urbanization has caused many sacred animals to be abandoned in traffic-filled city streets. The author used visual ethnography to explore how tradition interacts with modern urban pressures. I find it pretty fascinating how animals can reveal deep cultural tensions and environmental issues all at once. The next article in cultural was called "The Choice to Go Flat Post Mastectomy." This article focused on the going flat movement, where women chose not to undergo breast reconstruction after mastectomy. This challenged the cultural and medical assumption reconstruction is the normal choice. The article raised important questions about autonomy, gender expectations, and how medical systems influence personal decisions. It really highlighted how culture shapes our relationship with our own bodies. Next, we'll talk about the biological anthropology articles. The first one's called "Feeding Community When Government Aid Runs Dry." This article describes community kitchens in Argentina during an economic crisis. It connected nutrition and health outcomes to social systems and human rights issues. The anthropologist showed how local communities support one another when the government support system fails. It emphasized that biological anthropology isn't just about the bodies, it's about the biological consequences of social inequality. The next biological article is called "To Raise Children, we must first raise parents." The sixth article compared Western parenting with caregiving among the Bayaka foragers in Central Africa. In Bayaka communities, caregiving is shared widely and children learn how to parent before becoming parents themselves. This contrasts with individualistic Western models, and this article has made me rethink my assumptions about what normal parenting really is, and it showed me how biology and culture interact with child development. The final category is linguistic anthropology, and the first article is called "The Day I Heard My Mother's Accent." This article was a personal reflection about identity, accent, and belonging when the author first became aware of her mother's accent. It shifted how she saw her own mixed cultural identity. This piece showed how language carries emotional and cultural weight, shaping how we understand ourselves and how others perceive us. It's connected language to migration and family identity in a powerful way. The final article is called Passing Notes, and this article is actually a poem and included untranslated Korean text as a way of resisting linguistic erasure. This poem demonstrated how language can be an act of memory, resistance, and cultural pride. It showed that linguistic anthropology isn't limited to grammar or it also includes creative expression and how emotional experiences are tied into language. Finally, my proposed anthropological study. After reading these 8 articles, I was especially inspired by the themes language, identity, and cultural belonging. For my proposed study, I want to research how second-generation immigrant teens navigate identity through accent and code switching. I would like to do this study in a multicultural urban area in the U.S. like Atlanta or Chicago, where many teens are already growing up bilingual and bicultural. I would do this research by doing things like interviews or audio recording, like natural conversations. I might also ask my people to reflect on their own experience through journals or voice memos. I think this matters because understanding how biological youth experience identity can really help teachers and the community create a more supportive environment for them. It also can help challenge the negative stereotypes about accents and language mixing. Overall, this project has shown me so much, whether it's about fossils, poetry, painting, and I can't wait to learn more. Thank you for listening.